Hi everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Say hey when you come on. Unique in the Creek is now live. Hello, anybody out there? I know you're here, Lolly. I'm going to see my comments. Come in and say hi. We're going to make a peppermint swirl. And it's going to be so cute. Wait till you see what I'm going to do. I kind of... Uh-oh, it's on face detector. You're going to kind of see what... See, I can't even get onto my Facebook page on here. Watch. Like, it just doesn't... I can't get the comments. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I'm okay. Hey, say hey when you come on. We're going to have some fun tonight. Lolly, hit the lights. Do you guys remember the kit craze? I'm going to be doing this tonight with the peppermint swirl. Hey, Dana Downs, what's going on? Isn't this pretty? Look how pretty. We're going to do this tonight. Can you flip on the light again? We're going to do this tonight on a peppermint swirl, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So easy. Up there. I'll get the middle one, La. I'm just going to hang this baby up here. Oh, it's so pretty. It's very, very pretty. Hey, my friends. Hey. So, tonight I'm going to be making a peppermint swirl. I am going to be using this absolutely gorgeous red deluxe foil mesh. I'm going to be using this white deluxe foil. This sign, well, thank you for floating my boat. I'm going to use this cute sign. Now, everything you can get from Unique in the Creek. I just got a huge load of the red deluxe foil. I got a big load of the that we sell. These are 20 timered lights, so they stay on for 6 hours and then shut themselves off, and then they turn on and off, on and off. We're going to do that in the back of the sign. You also get, with your sign, you get a cable mount and a pipe cleaner. Yeah, so we're going to be using, for this wreath tonight, we're going to be using only half the roll. Half a roll of the red and half a roll of the white. That's it, half a roll. If I'm freezing, go back out and come back in, because I don't see the freezing on our part. Yeah, it's going to look really pretty. I also got a whole bunch of this turquoise foil. Look at these three together. How fabulous. Like, it's so pretty. No, it's not a kit. The Merry and Bright was a kit. So, I do have this light blue iridescent foil mesh. I do have it back in stock again. So if you go into uniqueinthecreek.com and type in IRID, and then that's it on the search, it'll come up with the iridescent light blue mesh. Okay, and then this is a silverish, more silverish mesh, but you can use the white, no problem, because they're both iridescent. So if you want to make this, because we also sell the sign, so you just need to buy the sign, your mesh, and the board, and you can recreate this one like I did. And I did put lights on the back of the sign, and I'm going to show you guys tonight how I'm doing that. Well, thank you for sprinkling me. So, we're going to make a beautiful wreath. I love this. I love this color. This is just so pretty, the three colors. I just love it. But yes, we did get more of the champagne stripe and the silver stripe for the cross. Okay, so if you were waiting for that, that also just came in as well. Okay, hopefully once we start going, it won't freeze. So I think the first thing we're going to do is, Cindy, if you post your wreath in Unique Wreath Creators, and if you post it in there, or if you're not a member yet, you can just join. You just have to answer questions. I go in there every day. I've stopped commenting on a lot of the posts. Now I go in there and I look at everybody's stuff. I'm finding a lot of people get kind of mad at me if I comment on somebody's picture and I don't comment on their picture. So I've pretty much just stopped commenting altogether. Isn't that sad? But it is what it is. So I can't comment, and I don't do it on purpose. It's just I may not have seen the wreath, so I get people mad at me because I didn't comment, but I commented on so-and-so's. So I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm just not going to comment on anybody's. But I do go in there and look, okay? So if you want me to see something, you can just tag my name or put it up there, but I will see it. I'm going to post the mesh I'm using and pin it. One, two, four. And then the white deluxe. Now this is all deluxe foil. And believe it or not, with deluxe foil, you don't have to heat seal it because it doesn't really fray that much. Because most of the mesh, most of it consists of metallic. And it's the plastic that frays. So since it doesn't have a ton of plastic in it, it doesn't fray as bad. I'm going to put the turquoise in too, because the turquoise is, you got to get some. And I bought a lot of it, guys. So help me out here by buying some. Because not a lot of other websites offer deluxe foil. So, and I love the deluxe foil, so I thought I would purchase a whole bunch for you guys. So I'll put the number of the sign I'm working on with as well. But I did bring other signs so you guys can see that these colors are going to work with anything. And then I'll put the lights as well. So they're timered lights. There's 20 on them. Oh, I did the lights wrong. Okay, I have to. The lights are X99765. So if you just type in the search lights, the lights will come up. So I pinned the mesh I'm going to use, okay? Yeah, well, there's nothing you can do about it. So it's Unique in the Creek. They took away Canadian businesses. They took away our discounts. And you can't apply to get new ones. So they're trying to make, I don't know why they did this. We've even sent a letter to our MP. And the small business doesn't give you hardly any discount whatsoever. So we cannot offer free shipping at this moment because we sent some packages with Canpar, thinking, okay, maybe we'll use Canpar. A $23 order cost me $83 to ship. And we actually paid the $83. We didn't know it was $83 because any rural addresses, they add on an extra $20. For 3 days of Canadian shipping, we paid over $3,000. We didn't know we were paying that. So, yeah. We had to kibosh the Canadian right away because we would go bankrupt. Like, we can't offer free shipping and have $23 worth of product and it costs us $83 to ship. Yeah. So we're kind of in a pickle. Canada Post has put us in a pickle. It is very bad and I voiced my opinion, believe me. So we are looking at other options, net parcel, trying to ship through PayPal to get some rates. But as of now, our hands are tied. Like, we thought we would get away with using Canpar, but a lot of you guys live in rural areas. Or if you have a P.O. box, they won't ship to a P.O. box, they send it back. So I spent $75 to ship some supplies to a lady that had a P.O. box, and the box got sent back to us. So I lost the money I sent for the shipping, and I have to reship it to her, probably with Canada Post now. Oh, they're returning it to you? That's you, Pearl. That's right. So they wouldn't ship to your P.O. box, so they're sending it back to us. But that package cost us $83 to ship. And I think you only ordered like $23 worth of stuff. So we are fiercely working on this. I promise you, we're not leaving you guys behind. We just have to find a better option. And like I said, our hands are tied right now with Canada because there's not very many options out there. UPS is way too expensive. Canada Post, we were doing fine until they decided they weren't going to give the medium and large businesses discounted rates anymore. They put a hold on it and they would let us know when it would come back. It's like, how nice of you put a hold on it right before Christmas so they know they have the businesses in a corner. Oh my gosh. And my dentist appointment sucked. Yours is stuck in Calgary. I'm going to do my sign first. So we're thinking we might have it fixed by the weekend or by tomorrow. Because we just can't do it. We can't. So Canadians, we may have to start paying for shipping. I don't know. But we can't go the route we've been going. We literally would be bankrupt. We would make zero money. And we have employees to pay. We can't make zero money. Anyways, that's why Canadians were taken off the website very abruptly when we found this out. $3,000 for shipping in Canada in 3 days. All right, so these lights are on our website. I got a whole batch, so there is a lot on there. They are pure white. There are 20 of them, and they have a timer. So when you turn your lights on, so if you turn them on at 6 o'clock, they're going to shut themselves off at midnight and then turn themselves back on at 6 o'clock the next day. Okay? So when you do order your lights, you don't get batteries. You do need 2 AA batteries. Can't ship batteries in packages. Okay. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pipe cleaner and my cable mount on. So I'm going to zoom down. Is it still freezing, guys? Not freezing cold out, but freezing the thing, or did it kind of fix? Hey, Demon Oats. I'm bitching about Canada Post shipping. Mount is very, very sticky. So you do get a cable mount and a pipe cleaner in your sign. I just put a little bit, just 1 drop of the super 6,000, and the stickiness around it will secure your cable mount temporarily, and then once the super glue dries, it will be glued on there permanently. and you just put it right over the little dot that's on the sign. So we make sure that we put a dot on there so you know exactly where the center is, because we're going to be putting this in the center of our wreath. All right, and then you can just slip your pipe cleaner through. All right, so it's on there for temporarily, but once the glue dries, it will be on there for good. Hi, everybody. So what I'm going to do with my lights is I'm going to put my lights on, and I'm going to be using, so make sure you put your batteries in, turn them on, make sure they work. Sorry, I can't do anything about the freezing. Of course it's freezing. I'll just keep going. Hopefully the replay won't be freezing. So I'm going to be spacing my lights 1.5 inches apart. Okay, so I'm going to be using my cutting mat to measure my lights. So what I mean is I'm going to start with one light. I'm just going to use my lines on my cutting mat. Now I don't want to see the whole light, so I'm not going to stick it right out like this. I'm just going to do it to the, there's a little lip here on the light, and I'm just going to tape it down just so the head of the light peeks out on the other side of the sign. So from here to here is 1 inch, so from here to here is 1.5 inch, and that's what I want. And you want to make sure they're spaced nicely because you do see them on the other side of the sign. And then I'm going to turn my sign a little bit. Freezing a lot lately. So inch, then that's 1.5 inches. So that's what I did with the other wreath that you guys seen at the beginning when I had it on the lights on it. And with the deluxe foil mesh, oh my gosh, does it sparkle? It sparkles so nice. Okay, so we're 1.5. And then we're going to hide the box behind the sign because we're just pipe cleaning the sign right onto the board. So I can just undo the pipe cleaner and take the sign off to change the battery. But I want to make sure my, oh, there we go. I want to make sure my lights are perfectly spaced. Sorry, I ain't reading too many comments. My head's down. So this is going to be a fun Christmas wreath. Very inexpensive to do because we are only going to use half a roll. Half a roll of red, half a roll of the white deluxe foil. So this is going to sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. So Canadians, I did buy a lot of mesh, so you guys, it shouldn't go out of stock before we get the Canadian fixed up. So I did buy a lot of it. Hello everybody, look at everybody, hello. Hope everybody's having a great day. I had to go to the dentist, and I hate the dentist because even a cleaning hurts my mouth, and then it gave me a sinus headache from just scraping on my teeth. Keep going, it's getting better. Okay. Bingo boy, he's upstairs. Today's bill day. Gotta do all the bills and everything. So, although it takes about 10 minutes to do this, it's going to be well worth it. I promise, because this is going to shine on that beautiful mesh so nicely. And the only time you'll have to take your sign off is when your batteries go dead, to change the battery. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Move this down just a bit. Okay, I have 4 of these left, so I'm just going to tape them in behind the sign, so it will illuminate from behind the sign. So I'm going to put one here. Just going to tape one here. Tape one here. And tape one over here. Okay, now I'm going to take a, here it is, a Velcro piece. You only need half a roll. So if you bought 1 roll of the white and 1 roll of the red, you could do 2. If you're going to do it like me. If you want to do it fuller, then you can do a whole roll of each. So this is just Velcro from the dollar store. Now, this adhesive on the back of it is not very good. So I'm going to put a piece of Velcro on the side that doesn't have the arrows, because you want the arrows facing so you can change the battery. Okay, now I take that one off, and I'm going to put another dab of glue here. And then I'm just going to put the battery pack on the back of the sign. Okay, now we'll just put this to the side, let it dry till the end of our wreath, and it'll be ready to go. Okay, so when we turn this over, our lights are peeking out on the outside, and it will shine on our gorgeous red and white mesh. Okay, so let's put this to the side. And like I said, as soon as you turn your lights on, just leave them, especially if you turn them on, say like 6 o'clock. Just leave it, because they'll shut themselves off and then turn themselves back on again. Alrighty? Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing and floating my boat and everything. So, we need 14 pieces of red, and we need 14 pieces of white at 10 by 10. The deluxe foil mesh is 10 inches wide, and we're going to cut it 10 inches long. Okay, so you only need 14 pieces. Now, I've pre-done a bunch of mine, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So, I'm going to cut, I pulled it out to 30. There's 10. 10. Now, you don't have to heat seal this. Okay, it doesn't fray bad at all, because most of it is foil. Okay, so the foil doesn't fray, it's the plastic that frays. Alrighty, so again, you need 14 pieces of red and 14 pieces of white. And then what you're going to do for this petal, the main thing to do for this petal, and you got to always keep it in mind, is you want to always make sure your finished sides are the finished edge. Okay, you're going to turn your mesh into a diamond shape, and when you cut the mesh, because we're going to cut it, when you cut it, you need to cut it the same every piece. So when I do it, I make sure a finished edge is to the left hand side at the top. Okay, This is really, really important, and I'm going to show you why. So pick away. So if you want to have your your finished edge to the right of you, always have it to the right of you. If you have it to the left of you, always have it to the left of you, because this does make a big difference. Okay. Then what you're going to do, like I said, you're going to turn it in a diamond. Yeah, there's no heat sealers anywhere. We can't find them. I bought the last that the company had, and that was it. We're going to cut this down the middle. So we have 2 triangles. Okay. I think I need a new cutter. I might have a notch. So we have 2 triangles. This is what we have. Again, I'm going to cut it another piece. Always, I'm making sure that my finished edge is at the top left of me, because that's the habit I've gotten to do it. Just always make sure, and you'll see in a second why, when you cut it in half, that you always cut it the same way. Okay? Now this wreath, I pre-made all kinds of petals, because there is quite a few petals, but it's very easy to do. You're going to take with your triangle piece that you just cut. Okay, this is curled down because it'll pop up. We're going to use it curl up. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to take the side of the finished edge. Okay, you're going to bring it over, and you're going to line it up just past this cut edge. So it almost looks like, it reminds me of a dog's tooth. So it's just slightly past the cut edge, and you just see the finished edge. Okay? And that's what it's going to look like. And then what you're going to do is I give it a big pinch in the center, and then I bring the top part to the center and this part to the center, and you get a fold that looks like this. Okay? Let's see if I can zoom in more. And then I go and put one of these little teeny tiny elastics around it. These are just little hair elastics from the Dollar Tree. In the hair section, there's like 500. Yeah, you get 500 of them for $1. They come in quite handy. And I have a box of petals. So I've already pre-done these. I'll do the fold again, okay? And this is just a half a Rita petal. But the reason why you always want to cut your half pieces the same way is because if you do it the other way, your curve, do you see how when I put my finished edge like this, it kind of makes a curve. We want all our pieces curving the same way. And if you cut your mesh, you know, some of them where the finished edge is on the left, some of them where the finished edge is on the right, they're going to like crisscross. The curves are going to crisscross, and it doesn't look as nice. So again, take with the curve up, like the curl up, you got your finished edge right here. You're going to take your finished edge and just go along just slightly over top of the cut edge. So it looks like that. Give it a big pinch in the center, bring the top, then the bottom, and there's your petal. Now you don't have to put the elastics in around them. If you don't want, you can slide it into your wreath as you're making it. But I like to pre-make them. Okay, so I did the same. I have a bag of white and a box of red. So again, curl up. And you only need 14 of each color whole pieces. So that's less than half a roll. Just bring it down like this. Okay. Pinch, bring the top, bring the bottom, And there's your petal. Okay, curl up again. And there we go. Okay, give it a big pinch, top, bottom, and I put the little elastic. Alrighty, so that is going to be our petal for our whole wreath. So again, 14 pieces of each color. So I'm doing red and white, so I did 14 white and 14 red, and then I cut them in half. So we got 28 half pieces. Now I've started. What I did, this is the large board, okay? I preloaded all of row 2. I preloaded all of row 3, including, so it'll look like a stitched line going all the way around. So I have done all of them. So there's, all these are shared holes, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 here. Row 4 is the normal holes. And row 5, I did all the holes again. Okay, so it looks like stitching on the back. So, recap one more time. Row 2, now I didn't do row 1 because this wreath is going to be big enough. However, I could have went on row 1 with maybe a row of the wide foil green. I think I have wide foil green. Or I could have just kept doing red and white if you want it even bigger. Now this is, like I said, it's going to be a pretty big wreath. So I'm just going to stick with row 2, every hole. Row 3 is all shared holes. Row 4 is just the normal holes. And row 5 is shared holes. And to load your board, just in case you're new, there's a board. Okay. You're going to take your zip tie. Okay, take your zip tie. And this is one of the older boards. You're going to go down one hole, back up the other. The flat part of your zip tie is facing in between the two holes. That way, when you go to put your tail in, you'll hear that zipping sound, and it will lock. You want to hear that zipping sound. Okay? So when you're loading, again, this is the old board. The new boards have an extra hole in the middle here, so you can do more things with it. But you're going to go down one hole and up the other. So that's the regular hole, okay? And then, even though there's a zip tie still in there, we call that a shared hole. We're going to go down and up the other hole beside that. Okay, so you're going to do all the way around. So when you flip it over, it'll look like stitching. Okay, that's easy, especially if you have a almost 16-year-old daughter that wants something from you. You make them load your board. Okay, now all my prep is done. So it's basically whipping the petals in, and it'll go really fast once I start doing it. Dave, if you're watching, honey, can you bring me down another ginger ale? All right, so what I did is row 2, I'm just doing a pattern of red, white, red, white, red, white. That's it, okay? Nothing fancy or anything. I would probably Facebook jam. So I'll grab some of my petals. I just threw them in a shopping bag. Some of my red. And let's go. So when I was telling you about the curve, if you cut it properly, all the curves will go the same way. It'll look like a swirl. Okay, so I left off on row 2 on a red, so I'm going to do a white, so I'm just going to stick, and you want to make sure your clean manufactured edge is on the top and the curves going the same way. You're just going to take the end of it and zip tie it onto the board. That's it. Now you can use 4-inch zip ties for this. I have some. They're too nitpicky for me, so I like to use my 6-inch, but you can use the small 4-inch ones. So see how the curve is going the same way. If you want it even fuller, because like I said, you only use a half a roll of each, you can go between here and use shared holes and put your mesh in, zip tie it up, and just put a little bit of glue, lift it up, put a little bit of glue underneath and push the tail down. That will make it even fuller, but this gets pretty big. So now we're just sticking them in. Yes, petals are 10 by 10. This is going to be such a fun wreath. This is a half reed petal. Alrighty, one row done. So you see all my seams are all on the top and all my curve is going the exact same way. Look how sparkly this is. Isn't it beautiful? No, I did not heat seal the mesh. This deluxe foil mesh does not hardly frays because it's a lot of metallic in it. And now we'll just cut the zip tie tails off, throw them in the garbage, and start the next row. Again, I'm just doing red, white, red, white. Okay, oh, look how pretty it is when you spin it. Okay, so I ended off with white here. So I'm doing red. White. So the only thing you really have to think about when you're doing this wreath is the edge when you're cutting it, because you want to cut it the same way every time. Hello, Nancy James. How are you, doll? So just to recap, I'm using the large board. I'm using white deluxe foil mesh. The zip tie stuck in there. And red deluxe foil. And the deluxe foil is the sparkly. Very, very sparkly. So the large board, one roll of red, one roll of white. You can do 3 colors, you can do 4 colors. I love this turquoise. Okay, come on, more. Finish up. So if you cut both rolls into half pieces, you'll have enough to do 2 wreaths. So I'm going in about 1/4 of an inch, give or take a little bit, of the tail. Yes, I'm using shared holes on this is row 3. When I flip it over, I'm using all the holes. So it looks like stitching. Now you can even do all the holes. Like if you want this thing jam-packed with petals, you can go from here to here, all the way around. You can go all the way around here as well. But as you can see, it's pretty big. And this deco, this mesh is actually quite economical. Like, you'll be impressed that it's not that expensive for like how pretty it is. There we go. Yeah, I got a lot of deluxe foil in. Alrighty, we are done row 3. Again, now let's go around and cut off all our zip ties. I might make a ribbon hanger for it. That would be pretty. Alrighty, we're on row 4. So we got red, white, red. Yes, everything I'm using is, oh, I missed some here. Oops. Oh yeah, row 4, duh. So it's white and red. Hello everybody. Is there any newbies watching? Red. White. Oh, well thanks, Marlene. It's not hard. Before I went to the dentist, I cut all my pieces, so it would be all ready when I came home. And I watched an episode of Hoarders, well, because there was nothing else on TV. I watched an episode of Hoarders while I did all my petals. So I have this little cutting mat, or I have this small little mat that I put on my lap, and I make my petals, and I have my elastics, and I make my petals with my feet up in my recliner. And then I throw my petals, as I'm making them, I throw them into a box or a shopping bag. Here's my shopping bag of white. So, and then once you got your petals done, you can still do this on your lap. I've also used even just like a glass cutting board on my lap to make my petals. There we go. Almost done. Yeah, these these little wire nippers, don't use your scissors to cut your zip tie tails off because it'll dull your scissors. Use wire cutters. You can use a zip tie gun. Where's my gun? If you do a lot of Unique in the Creek wreaths, where did my zip tie gun go? It's MIA. You may want to use a zip tie gun because it tightens and clips your zip ties as it's tightened. Hello. Oh, Haley, I just got it at the dollar store. It's old. I used to use it for painting. Last piece. We're done. That was easy. So like I said, you can add more petals if you want, but I think this is a pretty good size. And we used row 2, all of row 3, just the normal in row 4, and all in row 5. Okay? I used half a roll, so you do need 14 whole pieces of red and 14 whole pieces of white if you're doing 2 different colors. But do you see how all the curves are going the same way? Alrighty. Now remember our sign in the center. Flip this over, you can see. In the center of the board, there's 2 holes. We're going to feed our pipe cleaner down the 2 holes. But first we're going to find our hanging hole, which is in row 1. There's 2 holes at the top, and they kind of don't line up with anything. Those are hanging holes. Now, you can either just put a zip tie to make a hanger, make a ribbon hanger. I've done quite a few ribbon hangers. That's just a pretty way to add some ribbon to your wreath. Okay, so we've got the top. Now what I'm going to do is feed the 2 pipe cleaners down the holes. I've got the big glob of glue. And just kind of move it to the edge of the table here. 1. 2. Okay, once you got it fed through, twist it. Okay, and then just, you can cut a little bit off. And you're just going to put the pipe cleaners back down the holes. You want to do it like this and not glue it, because when you have to go change the batteries, you can just undo the pipe cleaner, change the batteries, and put it back on. Go down. There we go. So there's nice and neat back. There's nothing on there to scratch it, scratch the door or anything. Okay. And there we go. So I'm going to turn the light off so you guys can see how pretty it is with it all lit up. And the lights hit all the metallic. You may have a few little strings you might have to cut off. But this mesh is pretty good. It doesn't have as much plastic in it. So you can actually, with these 2 colors, I brought some other signs I have. With the red and white, you can use any sign. So you can use the gnome. Isn't that cute? You can even make a teacher one for the teacher to put on their door with just red and white. Here's another gnome one. So cute. Pretty much any of the signs you can use with the red and white, right? Well, depends what you want. And then even this one, that is so cute. I liked the peppermint. So if you wanted to do blue and white, you could use like this sign. There's all kinds of combinations that you can, yeah. Okay, I'm going to shut the lights off so you guys can see. And maybe I'll hang it up. Here is the other one that I did just mesh. This was the kit, but I do have the mesh in now. This is a light blue iridescent. I don't have this silver, but I do have a lot of the white. So you can buy the white and the light blue, or you can just use the 2 deluxe foil. And I think I have green deluxe foil too. But this is a different petal, and I used 1 roll of this, the silvery, and I used 1 roll of the blue. This one, I only used half a roll of each. Pretty cool, eh? All right, let me hang this up. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I'll shut the lights off. I still have enough petals. I could probably whip up another wreath. Okay, look how pretty this is lit up. Isn't that beautiful? And the one we just did. There's the one we just did. So pretty, and the lights are hidden behind the sign. Very simple, inexpensive, and cute. So you can get you can get everything from Unique in the Creek. So this particular sign is WS020. The lights, they're the timered lights, and they are X99765. The deluxe foil red is RE134124. The white deluxe is RE1341F1. And then the turquoise is RE134144. And you can do it without heat sealing, either this way or this way. It's up to you. Isn't it cute? So, if you're going to a party, these are not just for doors. People hang them on their walls and everything for Christmas decor because it's perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I like it with the lights. And if you don't want the lights on, they can just stick your finger in behind here and shut it off. So, it's not a biggie. But, like I said, these lights, once you turn them on, they'll shut themselves off in 6 hours. And then they'll turn themselves back on at 6 o'clock in 18 hours. So, they're pretty cool. You never have to worry about shutting your wreath off. So. Yeah, we just got a whole load of mesh. So there's all kinds of new stuff on the website. I may make a ribbon hanger. I don't know. It might be too much. I kind of like the simple like that. This, I did a live on this. The petal is just rolled, but I put 2 pieces per zip tie. You can find this tutorial on our YouTube channel. Okay? So if you like this one, it's really, really easy. You use more mesh than that one, but it's very full. Like, look at the side of it. I think we called it more like the sunflower, or not sunflower, snowflake. Like a snowflake flower. And then that's the board. So on this one, we used all the holes on row 2, the normal holes on 3, normal holes on 4, and then shared holes on 5. And it's just the way I rolled the mesh and put it into the zip tie. That's it. And then you just get a cute sign. Now, if you're giving it as a gift, you can sign the back, just little initials with the date or something, so the person knows who made it. Or if you're selling them, make sure you put your business card, tape it on the back, or a sticker or something. So they come to get you to get another one for spring. But these ones you can get away with right to spring. Get you right through the winter with these flower type wreaths. Alrighty, that's it. That's all I got for you tonight. I think tomorrow I'm dying to do a gnome. I need to do a gnome still. So I may do the gnome tomorrow. Yes, Angela, we're having a lot of problems. If you rewatch the beginning of the video, you'll see what the problems we're having with Canada. The government did us really, really poorly. They just really kiboshed any medium to large business. It's just unreal. So we're scrambling, try to fix it for you guys. So we're hoping to have it up by Saturday. So we've been feverishly phoning every and any carrier in Canada so that we can get some good rates. Because right now, $83 to ship a $23 order is just not happening. Sorry, guys. I love my Canadians, but not that much to bankrupt my company. No. Yeah, lots of mesh. Really, really pretty mesh on the website. A lot of poly burlap. Lots of poly burlap. We are ready for poly burlap spring. Yeah, these are really fun to do. Like I said, it's they're fun to do. You're not fooling around with all kinds of ribbons and everything. You can do these sitting in your recliner or in your chair or even in your bed. Just get your little cutting mat, even a cookie tray. Flip over a cookie tray. You just need something flat to put on your lap to roll your petals or to scrunch up your petals, right? So once you have your mesh cut, that's pretty much the only reason you would have to sit with your cutting mat is just to cut the mesh. All the rest of the stuff you can do in your lap. All right, I'm going to go now, and if you have any questions, please email us at info@uniqueinthecreek.com. Try not to message us through our messenger. It's the last thing we look at is messenger. So if it's something important, you have to email us because I cannot guarantee that we're going to see it in the messenger because everything just gets pushed all the way down. And please, don't message us 4 or 5 times within a day period. We will get to you within a day or two. If you email us 4 or 5 times with the exact same question, you're pushing all the emails down and just clogging up our thing. So we will get to you. Okay? Sure, I can. The red, now you can use, and now if you're on a bit of a budget, but you still like the shiny, we do have a lot of wide foil mesh too. So this is deluxe foil. Wide foil is just as pretty. It doesn't have as much metallic in it, and it's a bit cheaper. But you will still get that sparkle and everything. So I do have a bunch of wide foil that I brought in as well. Okay? So the red deluxe foil is RE134124, and it's also pinned in the comments here, okay? White deluxe is RE1341F1. The turquoise is RE134144. I'm going to have to do something with these. It's just my favorite. I love this. Isn't that so pretty? Love it. Love it. Anyways, the sign is WS020, and the lights are X99765. I did not write down the zip ties, but we have a ton of zip ties in. We're pretty much stocked on everything. We are ready for you guys. We are ready. Except for the signs. The signs are made to order, so like I said, I had this, the gnome one would be really cute. Happy holidays. Believe in the magic of Christmas. Even a teacher one. Teaching is a work of art. Anyways, lots to play with. All right, guys, I will talk at you probably tomorrow. Going to try a gnome. Got some fabulous gnome stuff in. Check out yarn on uniqueinthecreek.com. Just check it. Just search yarn. I got some cool stuff in. And I got really cool hats, and I got lots of them for the gnome. So we'll play tomorrow. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.